West Coasters, what's up? It's Lee here from West Coast Martial Arts. Hope you guys are doing okay. So we like to do a little bit of a summary sometimes at the end of our classes, just to help join the dots. So for the people that like to reflect on what we've done in the classes at a later date. So today in class, we've been talking around a fence. And the idea is, imagine you've got a factory, and in this factory, you produce something wonderful, something valuable, something that you need to keep safe. So what would you do to keep it safe? A fence. Most people would use a fence in the UK around the outside. Some people even use electric fences or razor wire fences, different types of fences with different levels of security to let people know not to get inside, okay, to keep people out. And if they got past the fence, maybe you'd have another tier, another level of security as well. You could have security guards, you could have dogs, you could have patrol. So there could be different ways that you can do to keep people out. And if they get in, then when they increase the threat, you've got other measures to protect that factory, protect that valuable goods as well, protect those assets as well. And we were using that as an analogy for ourselves. So we're protecting ourselves, protecting other people as well. We want to, if we detect a threat, somebody might be trying to deceive us, using dialogue, maybe even trying to hit us as well. Whatever the problem is, we want to manage distance, because distance plus knowledge gives us opportunity to protect ourselves, to maybe even to diffuse the situation, to see there's other avenues before we have to get physical as well. Nobody wants to get physical. So the idea of a fence, and we talked about different types of fence. So we called one a passive fence. All it is we go slightly on. You might have heard the term blading. We just turn slightly on, legs are slightly bent. Hands are up in a passive position, keeping somebody away from me. And we make it natural, the talking, I don't want a problem, let's sort this out. So the hands are natural, but it's keeping people away. If we cause triggers, if something keeps touching the hands, these are our antennae. It's a massive indicator that something's about to build up. We're going to get to an escalation potentially as well. Now, another type of fence, we call it a staggered fence, and this is very common because it's slightly less obvious, I think. So the idea is you've got one hand forward, one hand slightly back. So from here, one hand forward, slightly back. So I'm blading again, slightly off, knees are bent so I can explode, on one hand forward and back. And this hand can do what we call monitoring. So if I notice somebody else's, whoever's trying to deceive me, whatever's going on, they're trying to set me up potentially, this hand might mirror what they're doing with their hand, whilst this hand is keeping that fence between me and the other person or persons. And the last type of fence, there's many different types of fence, but last time we kind of called it a quizzical fence. And the idea is it's very much a natural body language. It's letting people know potentially that you don't want trouble, you're not that comfortable, trying to give them an out, subconsciously as well. And the idea is you've just got your hand relaxed, other hand in front. And a lot of people feel natural with this fence because we like to, when we get nervous, we like to hold on to things. It's very primal. Maybe it's I know from when we were back in the days we were monkeys, falling out of trees, holding on to things, wrapping onto things is very natural. So doing things like this is very natural as well. So the hand's still here, but we are to some extent, this is a downside, taking this one out the game. So the distance management or even preemptive striking ends up being done on this hand, or using the head as well to some extent. So those are our three fundamental fences. We've got the passive, the staggered, and we'll call this one the quizzical for now, which is a little bit different really. It's very subconsciously, it's letting people know, I don't want trouble, I'm hiding myself, I'm controlling myself, but at the same time, it could be protecting vulnerable parts of the body as well. So there's advantages and disadvantages to all of these. Now, if we've got a fence and somebody's switched on, the problem might be they want to get past the fence. They might do it by destroying us, by literally knocking it out the way, boom, trying to hit first. They might do it by sidestepping it, by grabbing it. So there's different tactics that people can apply to get past the fence. But what we talked about was, whatever the trigger is, we're going into it in this video, a trigger's happened, okay? You can either react, which means you've got to see what's going on, decide what the best solution is, whatever the flinch tells us to do, apply that appropriately to the best of our ability, or we can preempt, which means we take the initiative. When we always say action beats reaction, doesn't always mean it's the right thing to do is to hit first. And the law says it's not always the right thing to do as well, okay? So that, again, the legal discussions about preemptive striking, whether it's legal or not, different discussion for now. But assuming that the trigger's there, it could be that you start to see a triangle, somebody's reaching for a knife. There might be a cue that it's about to happen. That's an indication for us we've got to go first. We then talked about three very fundamental preemptive strikes we could do, working from from this position, the backhand, so which for you right handers is our power hand, working a big strong shot from there. The front hand, working a big power shot from here. And potentially those crazy people that like to use their heads as well, working the head as a trigger as well if it's at a very close range. So we had 3 fences, passive, staggered, what we called quizzical. We had the blade turning the body, making it smaller, chambering the legs, ready to go first. Then we also had, if there's a trigger that means we have to preemptively strike, what's possible for us. And we talked about working the strong hand, muscles it's the backhand, going first, the lead hand, boom from there, or if distance dictates the head's close, something hard to something soft, using the head to go first as well. There you go, guys. That's a quick summary of tonight's class. Stay safe, and if you've got any questions, please comment below. See you in class. Bye for now.